In his entourage are His Excellency, the Governor of Kaduna State. Please. The national anthem of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Please remain standing wherever you are. Today, the 21st of January, 2022, we gather to celebrate policy actualization, urban renewal, commitment to service, infrastructural development, futuristic projects, and consequences of urbanization. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are not just celebrating Kaduna State, we're celebrating excellence, we're celebrating greatness, and we're celebrating duty and service to the community. Please, a round of applause. And before we get started, we want to thank everyone that has found time to attend. We also want to thank His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, for the time that he has spent in this state, going from project to project, supervising and advising, commissioning, and indeed celebrating with everyone that is in Kaduna State. We thank you all. Thank you all.
We also would like to welcome His Excellency to a state where you came in 2017 to launch a 30 billion naira project. At that time, there were pleasant surprises to come, and I know that in the short time you have been here, as a resident of Kaduna, you must have been pretty amazed at some of the changes that you have seen. And we're here to celebrate that because indeed, it is a change that is not only visionary, it was also an audacious project to undertake, following largely a plan that had been ignored from 1967 or thereabouts. The father of modern Kaduna, His Excellency, the Governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasser Ahmed El-Rufai, took that burden upon himself. And today the state is better off for it, and we're glad that you're here to witness it.
And without wasting much time, we understand that Mr. President has been on the road, commissioning more and visiting some projects, and would like to quickly run through this program so that he can rest from this 3-day state visit. So we would now want to ask that please help us welcome on stage Her Excellency Dr. Hadiza Sabwa Balarabe, the Deputy Governor, to come give us an opening remark.
Your Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, Your Excellency, the Governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasir Ahmad El-Rufai and his amiable wives, our distinguished senators, honorable members of the House of Representatives from the state, the Right Honorable Speaker, and members of the Kaduna State House of Assembly, our honorable ministers of Finance and Agriculture, heads of federal parastatals that are here, members of the Kaduna State Exco, members of the business community and our development partners, traditional and religious leaders here, friends of Kaduna State, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm actually short of words to express how delighted I am to have the singular honor of delivering the welcome at this occasion. Even though Providence has bestowed on me this honor, but it is the fair-mindedness of a Democrat, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, who in his quest for equity raised me to this pedestal. This is one of the beauties of democracy. It can produce miracles like myself, but most importantly, it can produce miracles of development if the right persons are tasked with the responsibility of governance. I trust, Mr. President, that your 2 days in Kaduna afforded you the opportunity to see how through the leadership of the governor, we have exercised our democratic mandate. Your Excellency, you have commissioned projects in Kaduna, Kafanchan, and Zaria. This is just chapter 1 of the Kaduna transformation. We hope that you will have the privilege again, that we will have the privilege again of welcoming Mr. President for the next chapters of the Kaduna transformation project. Kaduna is the best in the ease of doing business in Nigeria. And as a demonstration of that, we included some private concerns in the projects that you commissioned during your stay. These projects illustrate how active we are in maintaining the environment for private investors to operate in the state. Mr. President, we thank you for allowing us to host you at this banquet. On behalf of His Excellency, the Governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, the government and people of Kaduna State, I also welcome members of the Federal Executive Council, the National and State Assemblies, the Diplomatic Corps, the chairmen and members of the federal and state parastatals who have honored us with their presence. I also welcome the members of the business community, our development partners, our traditional and religious leaders, and friends of the state for attending this very important event. You're welcome now and always. Thank you, and I do hope that you will have a very wonderful time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor. When you sit under a tree with all the plants, with all the leaves, and you are under the shade of the tree, it's always right for you to thank the people who planted the tree, for you to be able to sit under it. But what happens is administration over administration fail to do that, and you then don't get a tree to sit under. These projects are like planting a tree so that the generations that will come will benefit from it. It's a calculated, defined, and informed response to demands of a society and building an egalitarian and metropolitan society. Ladies and gentlemen, just so that you understand what this project is all about and everything that this state has been doing through the works of the governor, would like you to have a peep into the video that we'll show you now of all the projects. Over 92 kilometers, 97 kilometers of road. Please watch. Baba Ajara, Baba Ajara, Baba Arushi, Baba Arushi, Baba Ajara, Baba Ajara, Baba Ajara, Baba Arushi, Mana Mumbi, Baba Arushi, Mana Mumbi, Baba Ajara, Mana, Maza Baba Kajara, Mana, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, Guduma, Maya Pasakaria, Yanzu Kaduna da aka idace maza kai je ka kare, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, Guduma, Maya Pasakaria, tun daga aikin Sardauna ba a aiki sai sanda ya dawo, Malam Nasir El-Rufai,
Today, we hope to launch the most comprehensive urban renewal project in the history of Kaduna State. Beginning with Kaduna Metropolis, our state capital, this government is initiating a series of investments in urban infrastructure. These investments will improve our competitiveness, support economic dynamism, and promote the well-being of our people. Similar projects are envisaged for our two other main cities, that is Kafanchan and Zaria Metropolis. Kaduna has grown tremendously in the last 100 plus years since its founding by Lord Lugard. But public infrastructure in the city has not kept pace with the vast increase in its population. Neither has infrastructure followed its expansion into new sectors. The infrastructure that exists is not robust enough to support the current population, let alone cater for the projected expanded population. Kaduna Renewal therefore seeks to transform into opportunity the challenges that exist in delivering urban infrastructure. It is an accelerated, coordinated, integrated, and sustainable urban renewal and regeneration project that will develop the state into a choice destination to work, live, and play.
After a couple of years, we are happy to present to you, Mr. President, the new Kaduna State, characterized by these amazing visible infrastructural changes. Here, sir, are some of the completed projects in Kaduna. This is the old flyover that existed at Kao Kaduna, but it was a narrow single-lane road and which was not designed for heavy-duty vehicles. For this reason, the government of Malam Nasser El-Rufai decided to build one that is befitting and that will eliminate all the challenges the old one had. Today, a fully completed, world-class dual-carriage flyover of just under a kilometer in length and 22 meters in width, with 3 ground rotaries, is erected and fully functional at Kao. Another project is the Leventis Underpass. Prior to now, the popular Leventis roundabout existed here. But a never-abating feature of the roundabout was the gridlock, which for years unending had become motorist and commuters' nightmare because it leads to the central market of Kaduna town and in most cases they're not unavoidable. But today, that problem no longer exists. Traffic flows seamlessly thanks to this modern underpass. Your Excellency, Mr. President, the famous Murtala Muhammad Square of Kaduna State had over the years become a shadow of itself with dilapidated structures and facilities. Today, the story is different. This is the newly remodeled Murtala Muhammad Square. It bears no resemblance to what it used to be. All thanks to the government of Malam Nasser El-Rufai. Murtala Muhammad Square is today revamped to world-class standards that can host just any event, ranging from sports, conferences, concerts, and the likes. The new Murtala Muhammad Square boasts of sporting facilities, a boutique hotel, a clubhouse, a multi-purpose hall, an Olympic-sized swimming pool, a jogging track, a cycling track, and other features. It also preserves the ability for its users to enjoy facilities that were in existence prior to this upgrade, like the hosting of polo games and horse racing. Mr. President, in the year 2020, COVID-19 took the world by surprise, and it led to the shutdown of economies and other human activities. This led us to build a global standard 136-bed space infectious disease hospital at Mondo, Kaduna to help fight the virus and remain prepared for other infectious diseases. Your Excellency, as you are aware, Kaduna State is the center of learning, home to an assortment of tertiary institutions. But sadly, the government of Nasser El-Rufai inherited dilapidated primary and secondary schools. LEA Primary School, Lokoja Road, Rigasa, Kaduna, is one of such. Before now, this school was nothing to write home about. Makeshift canopies served as classrooms. But today, a new structure with 110 classrooms, 60 students' toilets, 12 staff toilets, and 14 staff rooms is standing there. Mr. President, the Urban Renewal Project also covers the rebuilding and remodeling of markets in the state. This is Kaswa Magani in Kajuru local government area of Kaduna State. It is the first project to be completed under the market component of the Urban Renewal Program. Mr. President, for years, Mararaban Jos had come to be known for one thing: the gridlock there, caused by illegal parking of hundreds of trailers and tankers, making it impossible for traffic to flow seamlessly, which oftentimes than not results in road accidents. The Urban Renewal Project has addressed this problem. Today, Mararaban Jos is clear with free flow of traffic as a new ultra-modern trailer park was built by the government of Nasser El-Rufai for the trailer and tanker drivers, fitted with features designed to make its users comfortable. I am also pleased to inform you that new roads have been built in Kaduna, while some existing ones have either been upgraded or dualized. Before now, Umar Musayar Adwa Way could not be described as a road. This is how it used to look. But today, this is how it looks. It is a 5.73-kilometer way that links the Millennium City with the Eastern Bypass. Another project is the Aliu Makama Road, Bernawa, a 5.86-kilometer road. It has been dualized and upgraded, allowing for free flow of traffic. Mr. President, here are some other completed roads in Kaduna.
tafiya haka ba ta rago ba ban rago ya kori zago ba na ji ba haka wanda alo ba ba kuma dan na karbi taro ba wani sai ka ji an ce malam ba kuma za shi bi allo ba wani sai ka ji an ce gwamna ba kuma dan ya dauki salo ba wani sai ka ji an ce sarki ya sarki bai dauki ado ba madalla dai mal wannan dai wani sako ne Bashir Sa'idu ya sai mu faɗe shi wannan dai wani sako ne Bashir Sa'idu ya sai mu faɗe shi jirgin jawo canji limami na tazarcen malam
Your Excellency, Mr. President, while some projects are completed, others are at advanced stages of completion and ongoing as we speak. One of which is the Bernawa-Kabala Connecting Road, which also includes the construction of a bridge that crosses the Kaduna River. When completed, it will shorten travel time for commuters as well as serve as alternative route, thereby eliminating the constant gridlock being experienced at station and stadium roundabouts. Another ongoing project is the Rabba Road flyover, which connects the eastern and western part of Kaduna town, and which also leads to the Rigasa train station. Markets like the Ungwemrimi Market, Kawo Market, Bernawa Market, and the Kaswamberchi Market have all reached advanced stages of completion. Mr. President, the urban renewal program is also being implemented in the two other major cities of the state, that is, Zaria and Kafanchan. Your Excellency, earlier today, you were at Kafanchan to commission some interconnecting city roads like Danghaya Road, Katsina Road and Emia Road, while the dualization of Ungwenrimi Road is still ongoing there.
jarumi mazajen fama malam Nasir haziki maso al'umma gwamnan Kaduna gangami abun ba dama malam Nasir Ahmad a gaida gaidan zaki magajin baba Buhari gaida mai kwana aiki
In Zaria, Your Excellency, you shall be commissioning the Sabongari market, which was upgraded to a modern one, fitted with facilities to make traders and their customers comfortable. You shall also be commissioning Hamwa Road, River Road, Secular Road, Queen Elizabeth Road, Manchester Road, and the Kofar Gayan to Kofar Kuyambana dualization project, while the construction of a clover leaf flyover at Kofar Duka is at its advanced stage.
sannu kai ake kallo ko ina ake daga hannu maganin matsiyata da ba su wanke idanu, garkuwan talakawa da bayarin sai hannu. Gwamnan Kaduna an yaba da kai ka iya mulki.
Alafiya jangwar zo Nasir mazajen fama, Shakira shafar muniyar mutanen kedi. Zaki mai fasa taro ka ja waje gari da kake, gwamnan Kaduna El-Rufai mai fada da cikawa.
Malam Nasir zuciyarka alheri ce, His Excellency dukiyarka mai tsabta ce. Nasir El-Rufai makiyinka zai lalace, gwamnan Kaduna mai san ka zahiri ya dace. Maganar ka ake yi ko da kana a cikin ɗaki.
Mr. President, the Urban Renewal Project in Kaduna encompasses the building of 32 roads, cumulatively stretching 96 kilometers, and the construction of 8 bridges. In Kafanchan, the project entails the construction of 21 roads, cumulatively stretching 26 kilometers, and the construction of 1 bridge. While in Zaria, the project encompasses the building of 23 roads, cumulatively stretching 55 kilometers, and the construction.
Your Excellency, President Muhammad Buhari, I'm sure as you are taking your dinner, you must be watching and reliving some of the moments that you've had with the governor. You know, Your Excellency, they say it's easier to sew with a new cloth. Very difficult to redo, make another style with with something old. And yet, this is what Governor El-Rufai has done in Kaduna State. I dare say that this is why a lot of other leaders actually take the easier route and they go for new layouts. But while he is constructing new layouts, the governor of Kaduna State has refused to let the old part of Kaduna go. I mean, he has refused to leave it behind. And that is why today we can see, I mean, who would have believed that a place like the Leventis roundabout, where we used to call the roundabout, now actually has a flyover? Who would have believed that that would happen in the middle of Kaduna town, no less? And that is why for a lot of people, we know that our governor is yet to take his place. And that unique place in history because of the massive, massive investment that he has done in Kaduna's future. Moving along, we would like to call on our poet, in the person of Lardo Adekumbi. She will be delivering the spoken word. Lardo Adekumbi.
Your Excellency, the President of Nigeria, and the Governor of Kaduna State, and all the distinguished ladies and gentlemen here. My name is Lardo, and I'm a spoken word poet. And my poems today, I hope it uplifts us all as Nigerians. We are becoming the Earth's most persistent people, struggling beyond the blood in our tired bones. When we fight forward, breaking the scale with each move. each punch. In every Nigerian is a storm, a thirsty battle for progress. We hold on to our mother's breasts and assure her that we will fill it up again if she lets us go, if she lets us grow. The last time we tried to pronounce the word failure, our throats held onto our tongue, clipped itself to hope, became its color. That is why in our name there is a whisper, and we wander around the world not knowing what it means, but this is business. There are bones queued up in our dreams, waiting to see if our nameless names will ever be mentioned. But in our name is a tumor, and it throbs as our struggle pushes us towards purpose. We take the lines disconnecting possibility and reality and make a bridge. We break paper till it listens to our needs. This is business. So when the economy scratches our soul, take stock of our goals stacked on a shelf bent from too much goals. When belief in ourselves becomes a chore and every venture is tied to a shortcut, short bruise, short scars from too many tries, when change only promises to come when we understand that sometimes everything must be pulverized first, back to dust first, back to the drawing board, when consistency is part of the things we thirst for. This is business. So back to the drawing board. We will trace our spine till it is backbone enough to carry our dreams. We will sleep awake till our dreams crawl out our eyes and breathe. Until we touch the dreams we fantasize, we are in business. And yes, we will fail sometimes. They will question the competence in our names. We will fail till it almost becomes a prefix to our names. But we will rise, because the whisper is something associated with everyone from this land. We are miracles of a melody pulsing behind the beats of a drum, an optimistic people who find silver linings in every dark cloud, and no matter what, the rocks in rock bottom cannot pierce our skins. So when we say we are in business, then know that we mean it. Thank you.
From when he worked as the man that was breaking down buildings in Abuja and restoring the master plan in Abuja, to the remaking of Kaduna to a masterpiece, several things have been said about this man. Several things have been said about him, sometimes not in very kind words. But we have taken a tour and taken a guided observation of everything that people have said, and we want you to just have a perspective of different people who are in Kaduna. Enjoy.
Abin da zan ce wa Malam Gwarzo, domin gaskiya ya yi abubuwan da ba duk mutum bane zai yi. Domin ka duba ya kawo sacrifice a fannin ilimi, matakan da ya ɗauka fannin ilimi ya sa an samu ci gaba. Domin yanzu ka tare yaro yana tafiya makaranta, za ka je yana turanci, yana iya karatu, wanda da can bawa ya babu. To wannan sacrifice ɗin da ya kawo gaskiya abu ne wanda dole za a yaba mai, kuma jihar Kaduna ba za ta taba mantawa da shi ba.
Ci gaba da abin da yake kai saurari kowa, dan Allah yake wannan aiki ba dan a so shi ba, ina yi dan Allah, in Allah ya so ka kowa ma ya kika. Ci gaban Allah muke nema ba na mutane ba. Kuma ni na san Malam Nasiru wallahi tunda ake gwamnati, tun Sardauna na da rai nake a garin nan, ban taba ganin aikin da aka yi kamar na Malam Nasiru ba. Ya yi aiki, Allah ya mai albarka, Allah sa i gama lafiya.
This scholarship has been awarded to us under the able leadership of His Excellency, Malam Nasir Ahmad El-Rufai. And As for me, I want to say that I will make you proud and I will make Kaduna State proud of me.
Thank you, Malam Nasiru Ahmad El-Rufai, for making Kaduna State great again.
Look at this urban renewal projects, whereby he has turned Kaduna to Dubai in Nigeria. You know, those that have not been to Kaduna in the last 1 year, once they come, they get lost because of the development that are here. So also, it's not only in Kaduna town. If you go to Kafanchan, roads are being constructed there. If you go to Zaria, it's the same thing. So he has brought so many development that we pray that anybody who is coming after him, if he will not improve upon what he has done, he should just maintain the status quo. That is what we are expecting. Then coming to human development, many of us civil servants have had the opportunity of going for training, not only in Nigeria but outside. As I'm talking, 5 of us went to London Business School last year from this commission as a result of his administration.
Once you are not sound, you cannot understand where he's going. But by the grace of God, people are now understanding his direction. I believe whatever is our expectation, as a learned person like myself, equally as the executive governor, I am understanding him very well.
Wallahi kaji na rantse ku sai an yi shekara 50 ba ƙara samun wani gwamna da ya zo ya taɓa wani aiki.
They have free education going on in the school. So much.
Gaskiya mu taɓa tunanin za mu samu wani gwamna wanda zai mana aiki irin wannan aikin da yake yi mana ba. Gaskiya na ji daɗin wannan aiki ƙwarai da gaske. Kuma ba za mu taɓa manta ba don wannan gwamna ya bar tarihi, ya bar cikakken abin da za a zo ana yaba shi. When
I first came, there were no chairs, we were sitting on the floor. Now we have chairs. And then also there were no toilets. We were always going outside, but then there was no also water in the school. We were always going outside the school to get water, but now we have borehole in the school. In fact, clean water to drink, because some of us in our house don't have water that is as clean as this one in the school.
He has done many things for us, like providing a place that we can sport and providing a science lab like the computer now. Children need it so that they can have more understanding in what they need to do in school.
As soon as I see shakundum kenan. Ka san da abu da aka ce shakundum an gama kenan. Shakundum ko zan bashi babu wani ma abin da zai ko shakundum ne shi.
Zan dauke shi katafila ne sarkin aiki.
We'll call the governor a project governor. So many projects have gone on and they have been done very well.
I'll call him a lover of education.
Hi. Oga kenan, Oga.
Agogo sarkin aiki.
A man that has passion for the children of Kaduna State in the area of education.
Wallahi shine sarkin ayyuka na jihar Kaduna. Dan ko Sadone ta so gaskiya zai yaba mashi wallahi.
Òun ni ẹni àkọ́kọ́ tí ó kọ́kọ́ ṣerú iṣẹ́ láti ìgbà tèmi ti dé Kaduna yìí láwọn yàrá ojú ọ̀nà.
Ẹ̀yìn Umokoro Igbo, Kaduna 1.
Other names given are no longer applicable.
Yes.
He's a workaholic governor.
I will call Malam Merusa. I call him a man who demolishes because he is demolishing powers and principalities, making ways for ordinary people, making ways for ordinary citizens, demolishing systems that are not favorable to the citizens of Kaduna State. That is why I still stick to that name, that I would prefer to call him Merusa, because he is a demolisher. He's demolishing and abolishing systems that are not favoring the ordinary citizens. I love you for that, sir. Thank you, Merusa.
A lot of people doubted this program. They thought it was meant for made from the north. My full name is Okori Chenere. That's to show you that it's not biased towards any religion. I am from New State. I came before this project, and today, through this project, I've been able to access $35,000 through the Delivery Foundation and the Big Portal. Now today, one of my major products has come across 4 African countries as at now through the STEM alumni network. The beauty of it is that you cannot pass through Kaduna Business School without having the full knowledge about how to run a business. I give it to them 100%. Today, I can be bold enough to talk to large corporates, walk into any office, pitch my product, and at the end of the day, get funding. A lot of people out there, if you see the product there, you'll be marveled to know that Casper project has really produced a lot of people. People that are the next models when it comes to business in this state. Your Excellency, sir, honestly speaking, this is the only way I call this project a divine project. This project is so divine because it gave opportunities to people like me who have worked in the banking sector for like 14 years with nothing to show for it. But today, I have over 11 people working for me, paying their salary. Today, I've set up a foundation where I'll be able to train over 5,000 Kaduna people to teach them how to grow their businesses too. I don't know what else to say, but to pray for our governor to say, may you live longer than you.
My name is Felicia Idoku. I am from Akwa Ibom State. I married someone from Kogi State, but I was raised in Kaduna State. I was born in Tudumada. Like the governor would often say, it's not really about indigenship, it's about citizenship. The fact that we are Nigerians, we have the opportunity to thrive wherever we find ourselves. Today, I'm telling you, DJ's water is my water, and it's somewhere in Missy Village. There is no second water to DJ's water where we are. I'm very proud. I want to really thank the governor and his team for this laudable initiative. For not just making it an initiative on paper, you know there are things like that. They will just put it on paper, show it to everybody, and then after the first thing, it will go. But this one was not just on paper, it's practical. And we are all, at least I am a beneficiary. And I believe amongst all of us seated here, there are many future beneficiaries as well.
In 2016, Kaduna State became the first sub-national to join the Open Government Partnership globally. All of that during your administration. You have shown by means of your activities as Kaduna State Governor that the best legacy to leave for the people of the state perhaps might not be in infrastructures, but in laws, policies, and programs that will impact positively in the lives of the people. We wrote a letter to you, Your Excellency. It took you less than 24 hours to reply our letter that citizens should indeed engage the budget process. Permit me to say, Your Excellency, that in 2021, Kaduna State citizens engaged the budget process because we had the best ever public hearing at the State House of Assembly. You are the only governor who came to Kaduna State and said, enough of citizens versus government. Bring the OGP, let's talk together, let's collaborate together, let's work for the common good of our people.
I cannot end this goodwill message without special note of my governor. Some years back, somebody was criticizing the governor of Kaduna State, and he said something like this, that if Queen Amina of Zazzau came back today, or at that time, she would be able to find the way to their house in the city. That was to say that no development had taken place in Zazzau. And that was a very serious critique of that government. I cannot say so today. It took me only a few months to visit Kaduna, and I got lost several times today, even this morning. I came late here because when I took one of the familiar roads, I ended up where I could not understand where I was going. Even to enter this place, I discovered that I had to come back and go through the Independence Avenue to enter this house. What I'm saying is that I wish to acknowledge the tremendous work that the governor of Kaduna State has been doing. You have completely changed the face of Kaduna. I can say this. And I wish you success. But above all, somebody said here that you have courage. I think you have more than what we call courage. You are audacious, and it appears you don't even care of your own safety. But I want to think that that is a very peculiar gift that God has given you. And I want to say this, that great leaders, for those of you who have read history, have been people who have come in to break new grounds. They will be very unpopular when they are doing what they are doing, but history will determine your place. I want to quickly remind you that you are the first to start the electronic voting. Everything may not have gone well, but I think it is something that honestly deserves to be given an attention.
Malam Nasir El-Rufai, a quintessential leader, an example for the younger generation, always putting people first.
Someone described our governor as the demolisher of principalities. I don't know how many people heard that. You're still eating, Your Excellency, but this is where I call you up. And so at this time, I would like for us to please all stand and make welcome the father of modern Kaduna, an audacious and visionary leader, a man who refused to choose only one battle. He chose many. From the health sector, educational sector, infrastructural sector, he kept facing all those battles. And I think a man whose strength actually, or whose size bellies his strength. Let's have our seats, please. You're welcome. You have to finish. Thank you. You're showing. It's showing on TV. His Excellency, Malam Nasir Ahmed El-Rufai. You're welcome.
Thank you. Your Excellency, our leader and mentor, President Muhammad Buhari, President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Your Excellency, my partner and colleague, the Deputy Governor of Kaduna State, Dr. Hadiza Sabuwa Balarabe, Your Excellencies, my dear wives who have been looking after me all these years, our distinguished senators representing Kaduna State, all the three senators are here. Even the PDP senator is here, Mr. President. Our honorable members of the House of Representatives, honorable members of the State House of Assembly, our honorable ministers, I would like to particularly recognize the Honorable Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Dr. Zainab Shamsuna Ahmed, and Honorable Minister of Agriculture, Dr. Mahmoud Abubakar Mahmoud. Directors General and Permanent Secretaries of Kaduna State origin working at the federal level, Your Royal Highness, the father of our state, the Emir of Zazzau, Ambassador Ahmad Nuba Mali, Your Royal Highnesses present here, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, please forgive me if I have mixed up the protocol. It is with immense pleasure that I welcome the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, his distinguished entourage, and all the prominent citizens here to this state banquet. This event honors President Buhari's working visit to Kaduna, the longest to any state in the Federation, and celebrates the milestones so far achieved in our sustained efforts at a comprehensive remake of Kaduna State. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we came into office in 2015 having campaigned on a restoration master plan, the manifesto that gave muscle to our slogan of making Kaduna great again. After 16 years of largely dysfunctional and wasteful governance, the people of Kaduna set aside cynicism and gave us the opportunity to convert their hopes into reality. Though we inherited a state characterized by the economics of dwindling resources, the politics of self-enrichment, and an environment of depleted social capital and suspicion, we have done all we can not to disappoint Mr. President, who urged us to run for this office, not to disappoint our party members and leaders of the APC, who trusted us with the ticket, and also not to disappoint the voters in Kaduna State who invested their hopes in us since 2015 by electing us twice to lead the state. Mr. President, in November 2014, you attended an event where I publicly declared my interest in leading the rebirth of Kaduna State on the platform of the APC. I must say that I'm privileged to be the only aspirant for any political office that President Muhammadu Buhari attended his declaration. In your speech, Mr. President, at that event, you said that in voting for me, the people of Kaduna State will not be doing me a favor, but will be doing themselves a favor. It was the biggest vote of confidence I've ever received from anyone, Mr. President, and has over the years served as added motivation for our focused approach to governance. My team and I constantly remember that speech when we are tired, when we are frustrated, and we get re-energized, because the last thing we want is to fall below your expectations, Mr. President. We have therefore done all we can to keep faith with our manifesto commitments. We are trying to make Kaduna great again. We are working hard to restore it to the dreams of its founders and all those personalities whose hard work and vision have laid the foundations on which we are building. We have waited patiently for Mr. President to visit Kaduna to see and hear and decide if we are on the right track. Mr. President, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we spent the first 4 years of our administration changing the governance direction of the state, reforming public administration and investing in basic education, healthcare, agriculture, and rural infrastructure. We completed inherited water supply and other infrastructure projects that had remained uncompleted for decades. We ramped up tax collections, quadrupling it from 13 billion in 2015 to 50.7 billion in 2020. We made efforts to restore peace and justice amongst erstwhile hostile communities in the central and southern parts of the state. We developed plans for the economic development, industrialization, and physical development of the state, making it the premier investment destination in Nigeria by 2018. We then launched the Urban Renewal Program in June 2019 to provide the organized framework for the most extensive infrastructure investment in the history of Kaduna State. The projects of our Urban Renewal Program are designed to improve the competitiveness of Kaduna State, support economic dynamism, and promote the well-being of our people. The Urban Renewal Program seeks to make the three major cities of Kaduna friendly homes to their residents, pleasant places to live, in that they are equipped with the facilities to support and promote the livelihoods of citizens. The Urban Renewal Program responds to the accelerated urbanization of Kaduna State. For example, Mr. President, the metropolitan limits of Kaduna State, of the state capital Kaduna, now straddles 4 local government areas: Kaduna North, Kaduna South, Chikun, and Igabi. This metropolitan area is projected to be home for more than half of the state's population by the year 2050. Kaduna, Kafanchan, and Zaria have grown tremendously in recent decades, but public infrastructure in these cities have not kept pace with the vast increase in their populations, nor has it accompanied its expansion into new districts. In our view, it was not enough to acknowledge that the existing infrastructure is not robust enough to support the current population, let alone cater for the projected population. We identified a problem and have tried to do something to make things better by conceiving, developing, and implementing the Kaduna State Urban Renewal Program. The Kaduna State Urban Renewal Program was conceived with 14 components. Number 1, roads with covered drains. Number 2, mass transit, bus rapid transit, and light rail transit. Number 3, social housing by government and high-income housing by private developers. Number 4, modernized urban planning and improved land use. Number 5, solar street lights and solar traffic lights. Number 6, parks, sports and recreational centers. Number 7, markets, shopping mall and neighborhood centers. And number 8, enhanced waste management. The roads captured in the Kaduna State Urban Renewal Program represent a significant investment in the present and future of our cities. Constructed with markings, solar lightings, covered drainage, and shoulders, these roads open up our cities, connect communities, create alternative routes, reduce travel time, and enhance security of lives and property. Road upgrades often have a multiplier effect on property values, housing, business, and social development. The program is also expected to promote integration across communities and enhance unity. Mr. President, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Kaduna Capital Territory was established by Lord Frederick Lugard as a planned city in 1917. I'm happy to report that all the roads selected for expansion, upgrade, or fresh construction within Kaduna City are based on the Max Lock Master Plan as published in 1967 and reviewed by the Governor Nama Disambo administration in the year 2010. This explains why we are building new roads and bridges across River Kaduna to connect Kabala Costain in Kaduna North Local Government to Aliyu Makama Road in Barnawa, Kaduna South Local Government, and the main campus of Kaduna State University in Rigachikun to link Igabi and Chikun local governments. To further connect the fast-growing Millennium City in the eastern sector to the Rigasa area in the western sector of the city, a new 9.65-kilometer road is under construction to connect the now dualized Raba Road to Namdi Azikwe Expressway with a link to the Rigasa train station. The required flyover from Raba Road over Ali Akilu Road has been built, and the project is going well through an undeveloped part of the old NDA site. A new road from Malali to College Road in Ungwandosa has also been built and completed and will be extended with a bridge across River Kaduna to connect to the Eastern Bypass being constructed by the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing. The Namdi Azikwe Expressway, that is the old Western Bypass, is being reconstructed into a 6-lane concrete highway by the Dangote Group under Mr. President's innovative tax credit scheme. We appeal to Mr. President to direct the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing to end the 2-year delay suffered by this project and give Dangote Group the go-ahead to start the construction and completion of the earthworks before the onset of the rainy season. Vital projects to reconstruct the Kaduna-Birnin Gwari Road up to the boundary with Niger State, and the Birnin Gwari-Dan Sadao Road, which passes through Katsina State and terminates in Zamfara State, are also stalled at the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing, Mr. President, despite the expressed readiness of Dangote Group to start work on them. And we appeal to you and the Honorable Minister of Finance to kindly nudge the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing to start these roads, which have important economic and security implications. With the rapid progress in the construction of the Eastern Bypass by the federal government, our government has completed plans to begin the construction of a new Western Bypass to link with the Eastern Bypass to create the third ring road of Kaduna from the Abuja-Kaduna Expressway behind the Rigasa train station and the Kaduna International Airport and terminating at the Kaduna-Zaria Highway after Rigachukwu. We need the commitment of the federal government to support this laudable project that will further expand economic opportunities for the people of Kaduna State and Nigeria at large. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, many of the road projects of the Urban Renewal Program have been completed, have already been made available for use of our people and the businesses that have made our state their home. Others are built for completion within the life of this administration by the special grace of Almighty God and the continuous support of Mr. President and his ministers. Mr. President, you are a long-term resident of Kaduna State, and we are most delighted and grateful that you have commissioned many projects designed to regenerate Kaduna, Kafanchan, and Zaria. We have built strong partnerships with the private sector in our state over the years as part of our determined quest for job creation, economic progress, and social development. In recognition of the vital contribution of investors to our state, we look forward to inviting Mr. President soon to commission the new vehicle assembly plant of Dangote and Pujo, a joint venture in which Kaduna State Government and the Kebbi State Government are minority but committed shareholders. This is going to be the largest vehicle assembly plant in Nigeria that will produce trucks, SUVs, saloon cars, trailers, pickups, and the like along the Kaduna-Abuja road, Mr. President. In fact, this factory has been completed and could have been commissioned by Mr. President, but we requested a postponement because we wanted the president of Pujo, France, to be present for the commissioning. We recall with gratitude, Mr. President, that in 2017, you personally commissioned the Olam Feed Mill and Poultry Project, an investment of $150 million that signaled that our determined efforts to market the prospects of Kaduna State were being taken seriously by businesses and investors. Several other projects of the Urban Renewal Program are at various stages of completion. This includes Galaxy Mall, the Rubber Road to Western Bypass and onto the Rigasa train station, the Kabala Costain to Barnawa Road and Bridge, and the Shehu Lamin to Ramat Road in Ungwarimi, among others. We intend to complete these projects as a concrete legacy and monument to serious governance. We hope Mr. President will be able to return once again to Kaduna State to commission more of these projects before May 29, 2023 by the special grace of God. As stated earlier, the Urban Renewal Program builds on the investments in infrastructure during our first term of office. Between 2015 and 2018, Mr. President, the Kaduna State Government has built 443 kilometers of township roads, 414 kilometers of intercity roads, 172 kilometers of rural feeder roads, and over 60 kilometers of solar street lights in our urban and rural areas of the state. Physical infrastructure complements the sustained focus on human capital developments and governance reforms that we began right from our first week in office back in 2015. We implemented the migration to the Treasury single account in September 2015 to infuse greater control of public finances. We declared a state of emergency in the education sector to enable us to begin to reverse the decades of neglect that had left most of our 4,250 public primary schools in a state of dilapidation. We began to renovate schools and build new classrooms where necessary, and to provide water and sanitation facilities in our schools. We also mobilized Kaduna-based furniture makers to help address the acute shortage of school furniture. We have made education free from primary 1 to the completion of senior secondary schools throughout the state. At the tertiary level, we have provided local and international scholarships and instituted a student loan scheme for those not qualified for merit or need-based scholarship. We have renovated and equipped 290 primary health centers, at least one in each of the 255 wards in the state, to help promote safer delivery and reduce infant and maternal mortality. We are faithfully implementing a contributory health insurance scheme and a contributory pension scheme for our workers. Shortly after we began paying the new national minimum wage in September 2019, we also increased the minimum pension for retirees in Kaduna State on the all-defined benefits pension scheme to at least 30,000 naira monthly, from as low as 1,000 naira for the oldest retirees. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the concrete investments in making life better for our people are being made in an atmosphere made difficult by evolving security challenges. We have pressed on because it is neither prudent nor responsible to stop work in sectors where there is much scope to improve and better lives just because there are significant challenges in other spheres. Throughout history, rational human beings have always responded to challenges and difficulties, not by a feckless and unimaginative resort to paralysis, but by pressing forward with a pragmatic approach. Those who say that no problem should be solved until all problems are solved are only betraying a lack of capacity or an absence of resolve, or possibly both. That is not our way in Kaduna State, Mr. President. Although a few of our politician residents consistently exercise their democratic right to free speech, to brazenly advertise their limitations and indeed their stupidity. We have spent considerable sums to support federal security agencies in our state to promote the safety and well-being of our people. We are implementing a safe city project, installing closed-circuit TV cameras all across Kaduna City that will be used to monitor the activities of criminals and be used for evidence in prosecution. We've created a vigilance service to provide community-level security services and establish a dedicated Ministry of Internal Security and Home Affairs to improve coordination among security agencies and intelligence sharing. We believe that further military action and more boots on the ground are needed to stop the terrorists that continue to menace our people. But as we tackle security, we must also move forward with the things that our resources and planning enable us to do to make life better for our people. And that's what we are trying to do, Mr. President. We've had some people making spacious contrasts between urban renewal and rural development as if they are mutually exclusive. Every public works project in Kaduna is for the benefit of everyone, including schools, health centers, and roads. This government is improving schools with better quality teachers everywhere. Its successes in attracting investors in the agricultural sector is helping to expand prosperity by enabling farmers to vastly increase their yields and incomes in several crops. For instance, the Tomato Juice project has supported farmers in the Kangimi area to produce tomato at 7 times the national average per hectare. The development of our major cities provides a template for the modernization of infrastructure in all our local government areas, and all our local government headquarters will have similar urban renewal programs. Mr. President, Kaduna has ambitions to become a knowledge-based economy. We are taking action to expand access to the internet by laying fiber optics across the state, which will also be used for the Safe City project. Telecom infrastructure partners like IHS and BCN are helping us provide statewide telecom coverage and capacity for high-speed internet. We are working with some of our successful figures from the tech ecosystem in the Lagos area to build a Kaduna campus for innovation, in addition to the ongoing programs in the Kaduna ICT Hub, Kaduna Hive, and Click on Kaduna. We want to nurture and support talent in these growth areas. The investments in urban infrastructure in Kaduna, Kafanchan, and Zaria have demonstrated conclusively that our major cities have to be managed as organic, integrated cities. Kaduna Metropolis straddles 4 local governments. Zaria embraces Zaria and Sabongari and parts of Giwa and Soba local governments. Kafanchan municipality includes parts of Jama'a, Kaura, and Zangon Katav local governments. That has created a situation where no specific authority was directly responsible for the management of these cities. We have tried to remedy the situation by creating metropolitan authorities to manage and sustain each of these 3 major cities. The Kaduna House of Assembly has passed the laws establishing the Kaduna Capital Territory Authority, the Kafanchan Municipal Authority, and the Zaria Metropolitan Authority. As governor, I have assented to these laws and appointed the pioneer set of administrators to these 3 metropolitan authorities. Mohammed Hafiz Bayero for Kaduna, Mrs. Phoebe Sukai for Kafanchan, and Mrs. Balaraba Ali Inua for Zaria. Mr. President, you notice we appointed 2 women to manage our cities because women manage cities better. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this is the first time that any state in Nigeria is approaching development from a city perspective. Contemporary thinking recognizes cities as the hubs of modern prosperity. There is also a growing understanding that cities achieve more for their residents when their services are coordinated. The federal government has been unique and successful in creating and developing our federal capital, Abuja, as one organic city. My personal experience as one-time minister of the FCT and as governor of Kaduna State currently has convinced me that our cities are too critical and vital for the human experience to be treated like abandoned orphans with no single authority in charge. As magnets for large swaths of our population, our cities must be managed to enhance opportunity, life chances, and prospects for their residents. Mr. President, I wish to acknowledge your support and that of the federal government on many fronts, not the least of which is securing the financing for many of these projects. Without your intervention, your personal intervention, Mr. President, and the support of the Minister of Finance, Mrs. Zainab Shamsuna Ahmed, would be struggling to do anything more than pay staff salaries. Please clap for the President and the Minister of Finance. Our Minister of Agriculture has been exceptional from his days in the Ministry of Environment in supporting our environmental and agricultural initiatives since his appointment. But like Oliver Twist, Mr. President, we ask you and everyone to continue to do more for our state. We are also working with the Minister, Suleiman Adamu, and his team in the Federal Ministry of Water Resources on the Greater Kaduna Water Supply Project, which aims to develop new water sources to meet the growing needs of Kaduna Metropolis and its immediate neighbors. We delivered Zaria Water Supply Project, which you graciously commissioned, and we are confident that with your support, we can lay ground for our successors to deliver the Greater Kaduna Water Supply Project. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to express our gratitude to the people of Kaduna State for supporting the delivery of urban renewal projects for the benefit of the entire state. Many of our people have borne the inconveniences of construction, including longer commuting times, the removal of some buildings, adjustment on fence lines, and other attachments in the public interest. Several have been constructive in their attitude to matters of compensation and in reporting saboteurs. The people of Kaduna State have provided a bulwark of support for our governance efforts. They have rejected lies and resisted repeated attempts at incitement to cause ethnic and religious problems in the state. We appreciate our people for this approach, which has helped ensure that whenever problems have risen since 2015, they have been contained and limited. We've had to take difficult decisions, and most of our people have often understood that those steps were taken to uphold the common good. We are immensely grateful to the residents of our state for their support. I also wish to acknowledge
the consultants and contractors working round the clock with our team of dedicated professionals to deliver these projects. The very first Memorandum of Understanding for the urban renewal was signed with CCECC in Beijing, China, when we escorted Mr. President to the China-Africa Summit in 2019. And they have been exceptional. I would like all of us to kindly clap for our partners, CCECC, Mothercat, Ronches, Farm Truck, Chamberlain, Julius Berger, RCF, R&M, H&M, Rafali Construction, Habibu Engineering, Nantata and Sao, COEC, Sky Construction, and numerous others that are daily helping us to realize the restoration of our state. Mr. President, I wish to thank the current Kaduna State contingent of elected senators and members of the House of Representatives for the bipartisan cohesion and commitment to the interest of Kaduna State. Mr. President, we recall that we mistakenly elected 2 senators on the platform of the APC that blocked access to financing for the projects of this state. Like the people of Kaduna State voted them out and have vowed that they are politically dead on arrival forever. So we are saying goodbye to former Senator Suleiman Hunkui and former Senator Shehu Sani. We appreciate the Kaduna State House of Assembly for upholding a productive partnership with the executive branch in the service of our people. Permit me to conclude, Mr. President, by paying tribute to the extraordinary work of our team in the Kaduna State government. The Deputy Governor, my overworked partner, our commissioners, special advisors, assistants, and other officials have displayed imagination and demonstrated commitment to help the Kaduna State government achieve set objectives. And I applaud them for living up to their oaths of office. I challenge our team to remain focused and ensure that we finish as strongly as we have started. Our traditional rulers and religious leaders, Mr. President, have been veritable partners in mobilizing the populace to understand our policies and efforts. Our partners in civil society have been critical in enabling the government to appreciate the concerns of citizens without a voice. We will not have gone this far without their commitment and trust in our government. We are grateful to all of them. I want, again in conclusion, to thank Mr. President for all his support, for the vote of confidence in us, and for taking time to come to Kaduna to celebrate with us. We wish Mr. President very safe journey back to Abuja, and we thank each and every one of you for taking time to be here. Your Excellency, each and every person here was tested for COVID-19 before coming in, so everyone is safe by the grace of God.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, when he said he was going to give a brief remark, I didn't trust him. Please give him another round of applause. Please be seated. The night is far gone. It's been a very long day, starting from the morning when a lot of all the stuff were done. At this point, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is time for us to welcome a man who needs no introduction. Please welcome President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR.
Please sit. Thank you.
Your Excellency, the Governor of Kaduna State and his deputy, members of the National Assembly here present, honorable ministers, members of the Kaduna State Executive, Legislative and Judiciary arms of government, senior government officials, party faithfuls, business communities, our royal fathers, religious leaders, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. First, I'd like to sincerely apologize for coming a bit late. I was watching and following what the Prime Minister of the UK was going through politically for attending a party when it's supposed to be at a lockout. I hope it wouldn't happen to me. I'm very delighted to be in Kaduna to commission projects undertaken by the state government led by Malam Nasir El-Rufai. I have been most impressed by the consistent efforts of the Kaduna state government to develop the state, to seek progress on so many fronts, and to boldly confront challenges. Most of my visits to Kaduna State since 2015 have been in connection with clear strides of progress. I was here in 2017 to commission the hatchery and feed mill project of Olam, a multinational agribusiness company that has started a major factory in Kaduna. In August 2019, I had the honor to commission phase 2 of the Zaria Water Project and a road project. Therefore, I'm not surprised that Malam Nasir El-Rufai and his team have undertaken such a major investment in infrastructure development. I am glad to say I have seen with my own eyes the remarkable changes across all the 3 senatorial zones. Since my arrival, I have commissioned many completed projects across the zones, and I look forward to commission more and more projects. I wish to commend the Kaduna State Urban Renewal Program for its sheer audacity, breadth of imagination, and quality of project execution. Projects under this program have been described as an unprecedented investment in urban infrastructure in the state. When completed, these projects will define the city of Kaduna for many years. State governments have direct responsibility for the quality of life of the residents of their state. Kaduna State is providing an example of how this can be done. There are many achievements for which to commend the Kaduna State government, like the hard work involved in attracting $2.8 billion United States dollars in foreign investment to the state since 2015. This was further confirmed by Kaduna State being ranked as the #1 state for ease of doing business in the last published World Bank Doing Business report for subnationals in Nigeria. We have also seen the El-Rufai government increase the internally generated revenue of the state by almost 4 times in 5 years, from 13 billion naira in 2015 to 50.7 billion naira in 2020. The Kaduna State government has furthermore continued to strengthen the capacity of its health system. We recall the strong response of Kaduna State when coronavirus hit our country early in 2020. I therefore welcome the completion of the 136-bed infectious disease center that I commissioned yesterday. Noteworthy also is the commitment to quality opportunity consistently manifested in Kaduna State government's focus on education at the basic and senior secondary school levels. The policy of making education free and compulsory up to the completion of secondary school is a significant contribution to human capital development, and I commend it wholeheartedly. I have been told that back in 2015, you inherited a school in the Rigasa area with reportedly over 20,000 pupils instead of the planned 1,500 pupils. We are impressed that Kaduna State government has built more schools to accommodate these students. The federal government notes with appreciation the support Kaduna State provides to the security agencies. Your decision to establish a ministry dedicated to internal security reflects the seriousness with which you view this sector. I wish to assure the people and government of Kaduna State that the federal government is doing its utmost to contain and crush the terrorists that have been menacing our citizens and their property in parts of the country. On behalf of the federal government, I commend the efforts of the Kaduna State government to respond to the demands of development. The relationship between our tiers of government presents an instance of successful collaboration between the national and state governments for progress, peace, and prosperity. I urge Malam Nasir El-Rufai to push on and not relent in his efforts to accelerate change and progress in Kaduna State. Thank you for listening, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Please remain standing as the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces takes his leave.
Baba Ajara, Baba Arushi, Baba Arushi, Baba Arushi, Baba Arushi, Baba Ajara, Baba Ajara, Baba Arushi, Baba Arushi, Baba Arushi, Baba Arushi, Baba Ajara, Baba Ajara, Baba Arushi, Baba Arushi, Baba Arushi, Baba Arushi, Baba Ajara, Baba Ajara, Baba Arushi, Baba Arushi, Baba Arushi, Baba Arushi, Baba Ajara.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much, everyone.
Baba Arushi, Baba Ajara,
Thank you.
Baba Ajara, Baba Ajara, Baba Arushi.